disease is not seen. Fever, dry cough, headache, muscle aches, and difficulty breathing are symptoms of this disease. No treatment exists except supportive care. Like nowadays, also, we don't have a medicine for COVID 19, we are not having a medicine. Similarly, for this SARS, also, there is no medicine as such, no vaccination as such. Only thing is that we should take care. We should not go near a person who is suffering from this disease. So that is SARS, which is caused by a virus. So you can see this is the coronavirus causes SARS. Now virus, almost all the virus, there is a rhinovirus which causes common cold. All those look similar to this. All look same only. Their appearance would be same. So nowadays you are familiar with this diagram of a virus. Then another disease that is caused by bacteria, that is staphylococci. Staphylococci, it's a bacteria. You can see here it's spherical shape. So staphylococci bacteria can cause acne. Acne, like when pimples come and after few days, if it is not curing, you will get a red patch there. So that's acne. So it is caused by bacteria. The bacteria's name is Staphylococci. Then trypanosoma, it is a protozoan. It is a protozoan that is responsible for sleeping sickness. Again, this is a disease that is caused by protozoan. Sleeping sickness is caused by protozoan. What is the name of the protozoan? Trypanosoma. Then leishmania. Leishmania, it is caused by protozoan that causes Kala Azar, and so leishmaniasis, it's the disease name is leishmaniasis, and the protozoan is leishmania that causes Kala Azar. It's oval shaped. You can see it's oval shaped and has whip-like structure. It is having a tail-like structure, whip like a rope-like structure. It's having, so that the name of that protozoan is leishmania. It causes Kala Azar. Then we come to roundworm, worms that cause intestinal infection. So you can see here Ascaris. This is a roundworm, and you can see here in the intestine it's full of this roundworm. So that is Ascariasis. It's a disease which is called Ascariasis. It's caused by roundworm. So these are some of the diseases that are caused by worms, virus, bacteria, and all that are given in your textbook. There are many diseases. We are not going to involve all diseases now. I just took up all the diseases which are given in your textbook. Now we come to antibiotics. Now what are antibiotics? Now you might have seen when you are not well, you are having fever, and all. In 8th standard also you had studied when you are having fever and all, you are taking antibiotics. Now antibiotics, when we take, we take antibiotics only when there is an infection caused by bacteria. Okay, for viral fever and all, you cannot take antibiotics. That will not be effective. Why? Because antibiotics, they will block the biochemical pathway that is important for bacteria. Now, bacteria can divide itself when it is having a suitable environment. Okay, so what do antibiotics do? Antibiotics, they commonly block biochemical pathways important for bacteria. Okay, so they are blocking the pathway of bacteria. So if bacteria is not getting that suitable pathway for its division, it will not divide and they will die. So that is the importance of antibiotic. They will help to block the biochemical pathways important for bacteria. Now many bacteria make a cell wall to protect themselves. So what do they do? Bacteria, when they are inside our body, or what do? They make a cell wall, and the cell wall will protect the bacteria from being destroyed by antibiotics or by its rival. If you're trying to destroy the bacteria, because of its cell wall, it will try to protect itself. Now, these antibiotic, what they will do? They will block the bacterial processes that build the cell wall. It will not allow the bacteria to build that cell wall. So if cell wall is not there, bacteria will not be able to protect itself. So what it will do? Antibiotic penicillin. Have you heard of the term penicillin, of the antibiotic penicillin? Have you heard? Have you heard? What are the other names of antibiotics that you have heard? Anybody? Tetracycline, streptomycin, all these are antibiotics. Last year you had studied that, isn't it? 8th standard, yes. I only taught you. So antibiotic penicillin blocks the bacterial processes that build the cell wall. So it will not allow the bacteria to build that cell wall. So what will happen? The bacteria will not be able to protect itself. Growing bacteria become unable to make cell walls and die easily. So that is the function of antibiotic. It will not allow the bacteria to build the cell wall, and because it is not able to build the cell wall, it will not be able to protect itself and it will die easily. Penicillin affect the process of making cell wall by bacteria. Now, why is antibiotic not effective against virus? I told you you cannot take antibiotic for viral fever. If you are having viral fever or anything related to virus, you will not be able, you cannot, like nowadays, this coronavirus, you cannot destroy by taking antibiotic. For that, antiviral medicines are there. So antibiotic will not affect the virus. Virus will be happy when you are taking antibiotic. Virus will be happy that oh, I am not going to be destroyed by this antibiotic. So antibiotic is not effective against virus. It may happen that when you are suffering from fever or something, it may happen that you may be having bacterial infection also, you may be having viral infection also. So in that case, you may eat antibiotics, so bacteria would be destroyed. But for only viral infections, you should not eat antibiotic because it is of no use. So why is that antibiotic is not effective against virus? Virus do not use the same pathway as that of bacteria. Virus will have its own way of dividing and bacteria will have its own way of dividing. So if you use the medicine that is going to destroy bacteria, this virus will not be affected. So that is why antibiotics do not work against viral infection. One more thing about virus, so tell me why is virus not kept in the list of microorganisms when you study microorganisms you study separately and then virus you study separately. Why is that? No, yes, virus when it is outside the body, it is inactive. It is not going to do any harm. But when it enters the body, it will become active. So when it is coming inside the body, it becomes living. When it is outside, it's not living. Nowadays, you are supposed to wash your hand when you touch any surface. When you go out and all, you are supposed to wash your hand. Why? Because the virus will enter your hand. In your hand, the virus is not active, but when you touch that hand and you touch your eyes or nose or mouth, what will happen? That virus will enter your body and then that virus will become active. So that is why you are supposed to wash your hand again and again. Now, so what are the means of spread? How these diseases spread from one another? As I told you earlier, infectious disease, it's also called communicable disease. Yesterday we had discussed infectious disease, we also call them communicable disease. So diseases that spread from an infected person to another person, which is caused by the spread of microbial agents. What will be the microbial agents? Bacteria, virus, and all. Those are the microbial agents. So that diseases which spread from one person to another through this bacteria and microbes. The microbes may spread from one person to another. That is called communicable disease. Now they can spread through air, water, or contact. So communicable disease, either through air or through water or through contact by touching, that can spread. So examples of diseases which spread through air, that is cold, pneumonia. No, if you are having when you were coming to school, if you are having a friend sitting next to you having cold, next day or after 2 days you also get the cold because the virus spreads through the virus or the bacteria or they spread through the air. Then a cold, pneumonia, tuberculosis. These are the example of communicable diseases that are spread through air. Water, the disease spread through water, that is cholera and typhoid. These are the diseases that are spread through water. Contact. Now contact, there are other contacts like sexual contact. In that case, you get sex related disorders. So that is syphilis and AIDS. So they cause diseases in a person through contact. Then AIDS, what is the full form of AIDS? Last time in your exam it was asked. Last time in ninth standard exam it was asked. Full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. Now you are coming across this word syndrome. SARS also you came across this word syndrome. What does syndrome mean? Syndrome means it is a combination of many diseases. Why it happens? Because a person who is suffering from AIDS. AIDS is caused by a virus, HIV virus. I hope you have heard it. HIV virus. So in that case, what happens? This syndrome means it is a collection of diseases. So a person who is suffering from AIDS will get diseases quickly. His immunity will be very less. That's what it's called, immunodeficiency. The immunity of the person would be very less. So even if a slight cold, the person is suffering from a slight cold also, that can become dangerous for the person. So that is why the person is supposed to take too much of care, because the immunity of the person is very less. So that is AIDS, which is caused by sexual contact with an infected person. It can also spread through blood to blood contact, like blood transfusion. If a person is having AIDS and that person gives the blood to some other person, that also causes AIDS to the other person. Blood to blood contact with infected people, or from infected mother to her baby. If the mother is AIDS, having AIDS, that can be the baby can also be infected with the with that disease. So that is through contact. Now vectors, I told you, vectors means carriers. Carriers, mosquito, it will sit on an infected person, then it will take, what is the microbe which causes malaria, which is a microbe? Plasmodium. Yes, good. So, mosquito will sit on a person who is infected, take the plasmodium from that person and transfer it to some to other person. That mosquito will go and bite to a healthy person, and this plasmodium would be injected into the other person. So that way it is causing malaria. So it's acting as a vector. Vector means a carrier of the disease. Similarly, housefly, you know, it will sit on some waste or some excreta, and it will take the bacteria that is present in that. Then if it sits on food item, that's why you're supposed to eat not eat food items from outside, or when it is not opened, because a fly may be sitting on some any dirty place, and then it will go and sit on the food. So it will transfer the bacteria from that place to the food. So if you eat that food, you will get diseases. So bacteria will get into your body. So that's why you are supposed to not to eat food from outside. So vectors are mosquito or housefly. Mosquitoes act as vectors to cause malaria. In many species of mosquitoes, the female need highly nutritious food. Which is the mosquito which causes malaria? So female Anopheles mosquito, it need highly nutritious food in the form of blood in order to be able to lay mature eggs. So female Anopheles mosquito is the one which needs highly nutritious food, and so that it is able to lay eggs. So mosquitoes feed on many warm-blooded animals, including us. Animals, spelling is wrong. Mosquitoes feed on many warm-blooded animals, including us. So you can see here how is the air transmitted. This diagram is given in your textbook, how the diseases are transmitted through air. You can see here small droplets evaporate to droplet nuclei in the zone. So here if a person sneezes, that would be in this area. Large droplets settle to the ground. You can see the large droplets will go to the ground, and droplet nuclei carried in air currents for minutes to hours. So from minutes to hours, this droplet, whichever microbe is there, that will remain in the atmosphere. So nowadays, you know, no, you are supposed to keep 1 meter distance and all. So why? Because that disease would be that if the person is having that disease, COVID-19, then that person can, if even if that person coughs and all, that would be spread in the air or on the surface, and you will be also contacted with that. So air transmitted diseases. See, this book was written long back, but this disease we are facing COVID-19 situation now. So all the things that are there in your book, that you have to follow, but this was not written, nobody was knowing that such a situation will come in future. So these things are there common, which you should follow throughout, but only thing, new diseases keep on arising, and we have to face those situations. So these air transmitted diseases are easier to catch the closer we are to the infected person. However, in closed areas, the droplet nuclei recirculate and pose a risk to everybody. So here you can see, if it is a closed room, so if there is an AC in the room and the room is closed, if a person is sneezing, that bacteria will remain in the room and it will circulate, and it will be a risk to everybody. Overcrowded and poorly ventilated housing is therefore a major factor in the spread of airborne diseases. So if ventilation is not there properly, then the diseases will be spread. Then another way, different ways of means of spread of diseases: infected person, direct contact; by air, indirect contact. Now, like nowadays, we are told when a person is having this COVID-19, if person is having, you are supposed to keep separate food for all the food, separate, utensils, separate room, everything. Because if that utensil you touch, so that virus will be transmitted. So that is indirect contact. Then by food, then by mosquito, insect, then animals, rabies, that is caused by dog bite. So all those are caused by different type of these are the different modes of spread: by air, water, vectors, or by direct contact. So this much we'll study today. We have studied the different type of diseases that are spread by different type of microbes. Then now have a look here at the video. This we had seen yesterday. We'll see the remaining part of it.
And worms that cause diseases. These are called infectious agents. These agents absorb the digested food from the host and in turn cause diseases.